Okay, Praveen Prabhu, you can start now.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपस्ताय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी। हे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतां स्वपथः कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्थो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत् सतां। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Super Soul, in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Srimad Bhagavad ki Jai.
Jai. Okay, Haribol. Maybe I can read one, then anyone can continue. Or two, because there is no purport. Thank you so much for reading the prayers, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, text number 31027. Vaikritāstraya vaite devasargascha sattama Vaikārikastu yah prokta kaumārastupya tubayatmaka. Vaikrita, creations of Brahma, Traya, three kinds, Eva, certainly, Ete, all these, Deva, Sarga, appearance of the demigods, Cha, also, Sattama, O good Vidura. Vaikarika, creation of demigods by nature, two, but, Yaha, which, Proktaha, described before, Kaumaraha, the four Kumaras, two, but, Ubaya Atmaka, both ways, namely Vaikrita and Prakrita. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O good Vidura, these last three creations and the creation of demigods, the 10th creation, are Vaikrita creations, which are different from the previously described Prakrita, natural creations. The appearance of the Kumaras is both. No purport. Text number 28-29. Devasargashchastavido vibuddha pitaro sura gandharva sarasha siddha yaksha rakshamsi charana bhuta preta pisachascha vidyadhara vidyadraha किन्नरात्यः दशैते विदुराख्याता सर्गास्ते विश्वसृकृता. Devasarga, creation of the demigods, cha also, Ashtavida, 8 kinds, Vibhuda, the demigods, Pitaraha, the forefathers, Ashuraha, the demons, Gandharva, the expert artisans in the higher planets, Apsarasa, the angels, Siddhaha, persons who are perfect in mystic powers, Yaksha, the super protectors, Rakshamsi, giants, Charana, the celestial singers, Bhuta, jinn, or Bhuta, jinn, Preta, evil spirits, Pishacha, attendant spirits, Cha also, Vidyadhara, the celestial denizens named Vidyadharas, Kinnara, superhuman beings, Adayaha, the others, Dasha ete, all these 10 creations. Vidura, O Vidura, Akyata, described, Sargaha, creations, Te, unto you, Vishvasrik, the creator of the universe, Brahma, Krita, done by him. Translation. The creation of the demigods is of 8 varieties. 1. The demigods. 2. The forefathers. 3. The asuras or demons. 4. The gandharvas and apsaras or angels. 5. The yakshas and rakshasas. 6. The siddhas, charanas and vidyadharas. 7. The bhutas, pretas and pisachas. And 8. The superhuman beings, celestial singers, etc. All are created by Brahma, the creator of the universe. Purport. As explained in the second canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the Siddhas are inhabitants of Siddhaloka, where the residents travel in space without vehicles. At their mere will, they can pass from one planet to another without difficulty. Therefore, in the upper planets, the inhabitants are superior to the inhabitants of this planet in all matters of art, culture, and science, since they possess brains superior to those of human beings. The spirits and jinn mentioned in this connection are also counted among the demigods because they are able to perform uncommon functions that are not possible for men. Text number 30. अतः परं प्रवक्ष्यामि वंशान् मन्वन्तराणि च एवं राजः प्लुतः स्रष्टा कल्पादिश आत्मभूर्हरि श्रद्धा मोगा संकल्पा आत्मैवात्मानमात्मना. Ataha, here param after. Pravakshyami, I shall explain. Vamshan, descendants. Manvantarani, different advents of Manuscha, and Evam thus. Raja Pluta, infused with the mode of passion. Srashta, the creator. Kalpa Adishu, in different millenniums. Atmabu, self-advent. Hari, the person of Godhead. Srijati, creates. Amoga, unfailing. Shankalpa, determination, Atma Eva, he himself, Atmanam, himself, Atmana, by his own energy. Translation. Now I shall describe the descendants of the Manus, the creator Brahma, as the incarnation of the passion mode of the person of Godhead, creates the universal affairs with unfailing desire in every millennium by the force of the Lord's energy. Purport. The cosmic manifestation is an expansion of one of the many energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Creator and the created are both emanations of the same Supreme Truth, as stated in the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Janmad asya yataha. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, 10th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Divisions of the Creation. Ribol. Chapter 11, calculation of the time from the atom. Okay, who wants to continue reading? Yes, Prabhu. Please
Is it okay
read.
for you?
Yes, Prabhu.
All right, great. मैत्रेय उवाच चर्मः सद्विशेषाणाम् अनेको संयुतः सदा परमाणुः स विज्ञेयो नृणाम् ऐक्य ब्रह्मो यतः. Word meaning? Maitreya uvacha. Maitreya said, Charamaha ultimate, Sat effect, Visheshanam symptoms, Anekaha innumerable, Asamyutaha unmixed, Sada always, Parama anuhu atoms, Saha that, Vijyayaha should be understood, Nrinam of men, Aikya oneness, Brahmaha mistaken, Yataha from which. Translation: the ultimate particle of the material manifestation, which is indivisible and not formed into a body, is called the atom. It exists always as an invisible identity, even after the dissolution of all forms. The material body is but a combination of such atoms, but it is misunderstood by the common man. Purport: the atomic description of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is almost the same as the modern science of atomism, and this is further described in the Paramanu Vada of Canada. In modern science also, the atom is accepted as the ultimate indivisible particle of which the universe is composed. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, probably have to scroll down a bit. I can't. Yes, thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam is the full text of all descriptions of knowledge, including the theory of atomism. The atom is the minute, subtle form of eternal time. Shall I read the next one also, Guru?
Yes, Prabhu. You can read as many as you want.
I'll just
You
read a
can-
couple. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Thank
Prabhu.
you.
Whenever
Yeah.
you feel like you want to change, you can just ask the next one. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
All right. All right. Thank you. Sata eva padarthasya swarupa avasthitasya yat kaivalyam parama mahan avishesho nirantaraha. Word meaning: Sataha of the effective manifestation. Eva certainly. Pada arthasya of physical bodies. Swarupa avasthitasya staying in the same form even to the time of dissolution. Yat that which. Kaivalyam oneness. Parama the supreme. Mahan unlimited. Avisheshaha forms. Nirantaraha eternally. Translation: atoms are the ultimate state of the manifest universe. When they stay in their own forms without forming different bodies, they are called the unlimited oneness. There are certainly different bodies in physical forms, but the atoms themselves form the complete manifestation. We can do text 3. Evam kalopya anumitah sakshumye स्थौल्ये च सत्तमा samsthana bhuktya bhagavan avyakto vyaktabhug vibhuhu. Word meaning: evam thus, kalaha time, api also, anubitaha measured, sakshme in the subtle, sthalye in the gross forms, cha also, sattama o best, samsthana combinations of the atoms, bhuktya by the motion, Bhagavan the supreme personality of Godhead, avyaktaha unmanifested, vyaktabhuk controlling all physical movement, vibhu the great potential. Translation: one can estimate time by measuring the movement of the atomic combination of bodies. Time is the potency of the almighty personality of Godhead Hari, who controls all physical movement, although he is not visible in the physical world. Okay, last one for me, and then I'll pass the baton on. Yeah. Text 4. Thank you. Sa kalaha paramanurvai yo bhungte परमाणुताम सतो विशेष भुग यस्तु स कालः परमो महान. Word meaning: saha that, kalah eternal time, parama anuhu atomic, vai certainly, yaha which, bhungte passes through, Parama anutam, the space of an atom. Sataha, of the entire aggregate. Avishesha bhuk, passing through the non-dual exhibition. Yaha tu, which. Saha, that. Kalaha, time. Paramaha, the supreme. Mahan, the great. Translation: atomic time is measured according to its covering a particular atomic space. That time which covers the unmanifest aggregate of atoms is called the great time. Purport: time and space are two correlative terms. Time is measured in terms of its covering a certain space of atoms. Standard time is calculated in terms of the movement of the sun. The time covered by the sun in passing over an atom is calculated as atomic time. The greatest time of all covers the entire existence of the non dual manifestation. All the planets rotate and cover space, and space is calculated in terms of atoms. Each planet has its particular orbit for rotating, in which it moves without deviation. And similarly, the sun has its orbit. The complete calculation of the time of creation, maintenance, and dissolution, measured in terms of the circulation of the total planetary systems until the end of creation, is known as supreme Kala. All right, thank you.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, who wants to read next? Hare Krishna, George Prabhu Tanda Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
I'll read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu can.
Text 5.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Anurdvau paramanu syat त्रसरेष्नुस् त्रयः स्मृतः जालार्करश्म्य अवगतः खम् एवानुपत्तन् अगात्. Synonyms: anuhu, double atom; dvau, two; paramanu, atoms; syat, become; trasarenuhu, exatom; त्रयः, three; smrutah, considered; jala arka, of sunshine through the holes of a window screen; rasmi, by the rays. Scroll a bit. Avagatah, can be known; come eva, towards the sky; anupatan agat, going up. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: the division of gross time is calculated as follows: 2 atoms make one double atom, and 3 double atoms make an hexatom. This hexatom is visible in the sunshine, which enters through the holes of a window screen. One can clearly see that the hexatom goes up towards the sky. Purport: the atom is described as an invisible particle, but when 6 such atoms combine together, they are called a trasarenu, and this is visible in the sunshine pouring through the holes of a window screen. Text 6. Trasarenu trikam bhunkte yah kalah sa trutihi smritaha शत भागस्तु वेदः स्यात् तैस् त्रिभिस् तु लवः स्मृतः. Synonyms: Trasarenu trikam, combination of 3 hexatoms. Bhunkte, as they take time to integration. Yaha, that which. Kalaha, duration of time. Saha, that. Trutihi, by the name Truti. Smritaha, is called Sata Bhagaha, 100 Trutis. Tu, but Vedaha, called a Veda. Syat, it so happens. Taihi, by them. Tribihi, 3 times. Tu, but Lavaha, Lava. Smritaha, so called. Translation: the time duration needed for the integration of 3 Trasharenus is called a Truti, and 100 Trutis make 1 Veda. 3 Vedas make 1 Lava. Purport. It is calculated that if a second is divided into 1687.5 parts, each part is the duration of a truti, which is the time occupied in the integration of 18 atomic particles. Such a combination of atoms into different bodies creates the calculation of material time. The sun is the central point for calculating all different durations. Text 7. Nameshastriloka trilavo ज्ञेय आत्मा आम्नात्स् ते त्रयः क्षणः क्षणान् पञ्च विदुः काष्ठां लघुता दश पंच च. Synonyms. Nimeshaha, duration of the time called a nimisha. Trilavaha, duration of 3 lavas. Nyeyaha, is to be known. Amnataha, it is so called. Te, they. Trayaha, 3. Kshanaha, duration of time called a kshana. Kshanan, such kshanas. Pancha, 5. Viduhu, one should understand. Kakshtam, duration of time called a kashtha. Laghu, duration of time called a laghu. Tah, those. Dasha, pancha, 15. Dasha pancha, 15. Cha, also. Translation. The duration of time of 3 lavas is equal to 1 nimisha. The combination of 3 nimishas makes 1 kshana. 5 kshanas combined together make 1 kashtha. And 15 kashtas make 1 laghu. Purport. By calculation, it is found that 1 laghu is equal to 2 minutes. The atomic calculation of time in terms of Vedic wisdom may be converted into present time with this understanding. Text 8. लघूनि वै समाम्नाता दशपञ्च च नाडिका ते द्वे मुहूर्तः प्रहरः षड् यामः सप्त वा नृणाम. Synonyms. Laghuni, such laghus, each of 2 minutes. Why exactly? Samamnata is called Dashapancha, 15. Cha, also Nadika, a Nadika. Te, of them. Dve, 2. Muhurtaha, a moment. Praharaha, 3 hours. Shat, 6. Yamaha, 1/4 of a day or or night. Sapta, 7. Va, or Pranam, of human calculation. Translation. 15 lagus make 1 nadika, which is also called a danda. 2 dandas make 1 muhurta, and 6 or 7 dandas make 1/4 of a day or night, according to human calculation. Text 9. द्वादशार्ध फलोन्मानं चतुर अंगुलैः स्वर्णमाशैः कृत छिद्रं यावत् पृष्ठ जल प्लुतं. Synonyms. Dvadasha ardha, 6. Pala, of the scale of weight. Unmanam, measuring pot. Chaturbihi, by weight of 4. Chatuh angulaihi, 4 fingers by measure. Swarna, of gold. Masaihi, of the weight. Krita chidram, making a hole. Yavat, as long as. Prashtha, measuring 1 prashtha. Jala prutam, filled by water. Translation. The measuring pot for 1 nadika or danda can be prepared with a 6 pala weight, 14 ounce pot of pot of copper in which a hole is bored with a gold probe weighing 4 masha and measuring 4 fingers long. When the pot is placed on water, the time before the water overflows in the pot is called one danda. Purport: it is advised herein that the bore in the copper measuring pot must be made with a probe weighing not more than 4 masha and measuring not longer than 4 fingers. This regulates the diameter of the hole. The pot is submerged in water and the overflooding time is called a danda. This is another way of measuring the duration of a danda, just as time is measured by sand in a glass. It appears that in the days of Vedic civilization, there was no breadth of knowledge in physics, chemistry, or higher mathematics. Measurements were calculated in different ways, as simple as could be done.
First time seeing this word. Imagine you can learn English like this here. I've never seen this word before, and the meaning is quite simple. Hmm. Yeah, there was everything.
Text 10. Yamaschattvaro matyanam ahani yubhe pakshah panchadashahani shuklah krishnasta cha manada. Synonyms: Yamaha 3 hours, Yamaha 3 hours, Chatvaraha 4, Chatvaraha and 4, Matyanam of the human beings, Ahani duration of day, Yubhe both day and night, Pakshaha fortnight, Panchadasha 15, Ahani days, Shuklaha white, Krishnaha black, Cha also Manada measured. Translation: it is calculated that there are 4 praharas, which are also called yamas, in the day and the 4 in the night of the human being. Similarly, 15 days and nights are a fortnight, and there are 2 fortnights, white and black, in a month. Text 11. तयोः समुच्चयो मासः पितॄणां तद् अहर्निशं द्वौ त्वाौ ऋतुः षड् अयनं दक्षिणं चोत्तरं दिवि. Synonyms: तयोः of them, समुच्चयः aggregate, masah month, pitrinam of the pita planets, that month, aha nisham day and night, dvau 2, tau months, rutuhu a season, shat 6, ayanam movement of the sun in 6 months, dakshinam southern, cha also uttaram northern, divi in the heavens. Translation: the aggregate of 2 fortnights is 1 month, and that period is one complete day and night for the Pita planets. 2 of such months comprise one season, and 6 months comprise one complete movement of the sun from south to north. Text 12. Ayane chahani prahur vatsaro dvadasha smrtah samvatsara satam nrinam paramayur nirupitam. Synonyms: Ayane in the solar movement of 6 months, cha also ahani a day of the demigods, prahu it is said, vatsaraha one calendar year, dvadasha 12 months, smrtaha is so called Samvatsara Satam, one Samvatsara Satam, 100 years. Pranam of human beings, Parama Ayuhu, duration of life, Nirupitam is estimated. Translation: two solar movements make one day and night of the demigods, and that combination of day and night is one complete calendar year for the human being. The human being has a duration of life of 100 years. Text 13. Garha Riksha Tara Chakra Staha Paraman Vadina Jagat Samvatsaravasana Paryetyaminsho Vibhuhu. Their names Graha, influencing planets like the moon. Riksha, luminaries like Ashwini. Tara, stars. Chakra, Sataha. In the Chakra, Staha. In the orbit. Parama Anu Adina. uh, Along with the atoms. Jagat, the entire universe. Samvatsara Vasanena. By the end of 1 year, Paryati completes its orbit. Animishaha, the eternal time. Vibhuhu, the Almighty. Translation: influential stars, planets, luminaries, and atoms all over the universe are rotating in their respective orbits under the direction of the Supreme, represented by eternal Kala. Purport: in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the sun is the eye of the Supreme and it rotates in its particular orbit of time. Similarly, beginning from the sun down to the atom, all bodies are under the influence of the Kala Chakra or the orbit of eternal time, and each of them has a scheduled orbital time of 1 samvatsara. Text 14. Samvatsaraha parivatsara idavatsara evacha anuvatsaro vatsarascha viduraivam prabhashyate. Synonyms: Samvatsaraha, orbit of the sun. Parivatsaraha, circumambulation of Brihaspati. Idavatsaraha, orbit of the stars. Eva, as they are. Cha, also. Anuvatsaraha, orbit of the moon. Vatsaraha, 1 calendar year. Cha, also. Vidura, O Vidura, evam, thus. Prabhashyate, they are so told. Translation: there are 5 different names for the orbits of the sun, moon, stars, and luminaries in the firmament, and they each have their own samvatsara. Purport: the subject matters of physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, time, and space dealt with in the above verses of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are certainly very interesting to students of the particular subject, but as far as we are concerned, we cannot explain them very thoroughly in terms of technical knowledge. The subject is summarized by the statement that above all the different branches of knowledge is the supreme control of Kala, the plenary representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing exists without Him, and therefore everything, however wonderful it may appear to our meager knowledge, is but the work of the magical wand of the Supreme Lord. As far as time is concerned, we beg to subjoin herewith a table of timings in terms of the modern clock. 1 through T. 8 divided by 13,500 second. Okay, let us proceed about it. It can be understood. Okay, 2 pakshas comprise 1 month, and 12 months comprise 1 calendar year or 1 full orbit of the sun. A human being is expected to live up to 100 years. That is the way of the controlling measure of eternal time. The Brahma Samhita affirms this control in this way. चक्षुर एष सविता सकला ग्रहाणां राजा संस्थ सुर मूर्तिर अशेष तेजाः यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति Sambhrata Kalachakro Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. The sun is the king of all planetary systems and has unlimited potency in heat and light. Brahma Samhita 5:52. Next 15. Yaha. यः सृज्य शक्तिम् उरुधोच्छ शयन् स्वक्स्तत्या पुंसो भ्रमाय दिवि धावति भूत देद भेदः कालाख्यया गुणमयं क्रतुभिर्वितन्वंश तस्मै बलिं हरत वत्सर पंचकाया. Synonyms: Yaha, one who, Srijya, of creation, Shaktim, the seeds, Shaktim, the seeds, Urudha, in various ways, Uchvasayan, invigorating, Swakstya, by his own energy, Pumsaha, of the living entity, Abhramaya, to dissipate darkness, Divi, during the daytime, Dhavati, moves, Bhota, Bhedaha, distinct from all other material form, Kala, Akhyaya, by the name of eternal time, Guna, Mayam, the material results, Kratubihi, by offerings, Vitanvan, enlarging, Tasmai, unto him, Balim, ingredients of offerings, Harata, one should offer, Vatsara, Panchakaya, offerings every 5 years. Translation: O Vidura, the sun enlivens all living entities with his unlimited heat and light. He diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to release them from their illusion of material attachment, and he enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves in the permanent with great velocity, and therefore everyone should offer him respects once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship. Text 16. Vidra uvacha Pitrudeva Manushyanam Ayuh Param Idam Smritam Paresham Gatim Achakshva Yeshuh Kalpad Bahirvidaha. Synonyms: Vidura Vacha. Vidura said, Pitru, the Pita, planets, Deva, the heavenly planets, Manushyanam, and that of the human beings, Ayuhu, duration of life, Param, transcendental maybe. Manushyanam, Ayuhu, duration of life, Param, final, Idam, in their own measurement, Smritam, calculated, Paresham, of the superior living entities, Gatim, duration of life, Achakshva, kindly calculate, ye, all those who Syuh or Kalpat from the millennium, Bahihi, outside, Vidaha, greatly learned. Translation: Vidura said, I now understand the life durations of the residents of the Pita planets and heavenly planets as well as that of the human beings. Now kindly inform me of the durations of life of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of a kalpa. Purport: the partial dissolution of the universe that takes place at the end of Brahma's day does not affect all the planetary systems. The planets of highly learned living entities like the sages, Sanaka, Bhrigu, etc., are not affected by the dissolutions of the millenniums. All the planets are of different types, and each is controlled by a different Kala Chakra or schedule of eternal time. The time of the Earth planet is not applicable to other more elevated planets. Therefore, Vidura herein inquires About the duration of life on other planets. Text 17. Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Vishwam Vichakshate Dhira Yoga Radhyena Chakshusha. Synonyms: Bhagavan, O spiritually powerful one. Veda, you know. Kalasya, of the eternal time. Gatim, movements. Bhagavataha, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nanu, as a matter of course. Vishwam, the whole universe. Vichakshate, see. Dhiraha, those who are self-realized. Yoga, Radhyena, by dint of mystic vision. Chakshusha, by the eyes. Translation: Oh, O spiritually powerful one, you can understand the movements of eternal time, which is the controlling form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because you are a self realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Purport: those who have reached the highest perfectional stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, and future are called Trikalagnyas. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord can see clearly everything that is in the revealed scriptures. The devotees of Lord Sri Krishna can very easily understand the science of Krishna as well as the situation of the material and spiritual creations without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by the grace of the Lord who is sitting in everyone's heart. Text 18. Maitre Vacha Kritam Treta Dwaparam Cha Kalischeti Chaturyugam Div Div Divyair Dwadashabhir Varshaihi Savadhanam Nirupitam. Synonyms: Maitreya Vacha, Maitreya said. Kritam, the age of Satya. Treta, the age of Treta. Dwaparam, the age of Dwapara. Cha, also Kalihi, the age of Kali. Cha, and Iti, thus. Chaturyugam, 4 millenniums. Divyaihi, of the demigods. Dwadasha Bihi, 12. Varshaihi, thousands of years. Savadhanam, approximately. Nirupitam, ascertained. Translation: Maitreya said, O Vidura, the 4 millenniums are called the Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yugas. The aggregate number of years of all of these combined is equal to 12,000 years of the demigods. Purport: the years of the demigods are equal to 360 years of humankind. As will be cleared in the subsequent verses, 12,000 of the demigods' years, including the transitional periods, which are called Yuga Sandhyas, comprise the total of the aforementioned 4 millenniums. Thus, the aggregate of the above mentioned 4 millions is 4 point, what is it? 4,320,000 years.
Okay, few more verses. Then we go to six Astakam prayers.
This is 19, maybe. No? Text
When it
19.
ends,
Yes, text 19. चत्वारि त्रीणि द्वे चैतं कृतादिषु यथा क्रमं सङ्ख्यातानि सहस्राणि द्विगुणानि शतानि च. Synonyms: चत्वारि 4, त्रीणि 3, द्वे 2, च also एकं 1, Krita Adishu. In the Satya Yuga millennium, Yatha Kramam, and subsequently others, Sankhya Tani, numbering Sahasrani, thousands, Dvigunani, twice, Shatani, hundreds cha also. Translation. The duration of the Satya Yuga millennium equals 4,800 years of the demigods, and the duration of the Treta Yuga millennium equals 3,600 years of the demigods, and the duration of the Dwapara Yuga millennium equals 2,400 years, and that of the Kali Yuga millennium is 1,200 years of the demigods. Purport. As aforementioned, 1 year of the demigods is equal to 360 years of the human beings. And the duration of Satya Yuga is therefore 4,800 times 360, or 1,728,000 years. The duration of the Treta Yuga millennium is 3,600 times 360, or 1,296,000 years. The duration of the Dwapara Yuga millennium is 2,400 times 360, or 864,000 years. And the last, the Kali millennium is 1,200 times 360, or 432,000 years. Text 20. Sandhya sandhyam sayor antar yah kalah sata sankhyayoh tam evahur yugam tajna yatra dharmo vidhiyate. Synonyms. Sandhya, transitional period before Sandhya amshayoh, and transitional period after Antaha, within, Yaha, that, which, Kalaha, duration of time, Shata Sankhyayoho, hundreds of years, Tam Eva, that period, Ayuhu, Ahuhu, they call Yugam, millennium, Yat Jnaha, the expert astronomers, Yatra, within, Dharmaha, religion, Vidhiyate, is performed. Translation. The transitional periods before and after every millennium, which are a few hundred years, as aforementioned, are known as Yugasandhyas, or the conjunctions of two millenniums, according to the expert astronomers. In those periods, all kinds of religious activities are performed.
Okay, last one.
Text 21. Dharmas Chatushpan Manujan Krite Sanuvartate sa evanyeshvadharmena vyeti padena vardhata. Synonyms. Dharma, religion. Chatushpath, complete four dimensions. Manujan, mankind. Krite, in the Satya Yuga millennium. Samanu vartate, properly maintained. Saha, that, eva, certainly. Anyeshu, in other. Adharmena, by the influence of irreligion. Vyeti, declined. Padena, by one part. Vardhata, gradually increasing proportionately. Translation. O Vidura, in the Satyuga millennium, man can properly and completely maintain the principles of religion, but in other millenniums, religion gradually decreased by one part as irreligion was proportionately increased. Maybe. Come down, bro. Proportionately admitted. Purport. In the Satyuga millennium, complete execution of religious principles prevailed. Gradually, the principles of religion decreased by one part in each of the subsequent millenniums. In other words, at present there is one part religion and three parts irreligion. Therefore, people in this age are not very happy.
Haribol. Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu. Tomorrow we continue from 22. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस् तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं ह्याजनि नानुरागः
त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजा स्थितधूळि सदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निशितं वपुः कदा तव नामग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमीषेण चक्षुषा प्राविश्यायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनं महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनातुस्तु स एव नापरः
Haribol. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of your kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal savior. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hair of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Sri Sikshashtami ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Bahujanma Karayadi Shamana Kirtan Tabutanapaya Krishna Pade Premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy names are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense is to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense is to disobey the orders of spiritual master or think of him as an ordinary person.
Fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version.
Fifth offense is to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to gain imagination.
Sixth offense is to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense is to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense is to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda.
Ninth offense is to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense is not to have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha,
kalpatarubhyascha,
kripa sindhubhyascha cha,
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च
patitanam pavanebhyo,
पतितानां
vaishnavebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
namo namaha.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Anantakoti Vaishnava
अनंतकोटि
Vrinda ki
वैष्णव की जय,
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Srila
जय,
Prabhupada ki
जय।
jai, Nitai Gaur
निताय गौर
Premanande.